Welcome, our viewers. With me today is Mr. Stewart, and I myself is Innocent. And in this episode, we are about to talk about how big corporations and big entities can maneuver through this uncertain time. We are going to cut through borders across Africa, Europe, and the world at large. I'm so grateful to be here. And with me, a business analyst, Mrs. Stewart, is going to deliver some great and exciting news pertaining how to sustain ourselves in these volatile moments. Thank you so much. Stay tuned with us. Mrs. Stewart, these are our
Yes.
viewers.
Good afternoon. I'm sure we are going to be unpacking, not long, but it's going to be an exciting discussion. To start with, before going to maybe the aspect of how business entities can survive this uncertainty, we can also as well touch on the damage this pandemic or the moment where we are, the damage which we have recorded so far. If you can check the news, they are saying, like the airline industry, they are saying 95%
Yes.
of the passenger flights have been grounded. So we are talking of only 5% of the passenger flights are in operation. They are the ones which are working right now. We just want to show to our viewers the magnitude, the negative impact which this moment where we are have brought about. So we are also talking of about 36,000 British Airways staff or employees who have been suspended. They are not completely fired, but they have been suspended to say maybe sometime in May, June, they can come back. But as we speak right now, they've been said to go back home and also isolate themselves, stay away from home, this social distancing aspect. So we are talking of companies which has got its employees who have been let down.
That's true.
Some have gone to an extent of firing them, or some have given them an specified period to say when the situation normalizes, maybe you then come back. We have got hotel industry have been affected. We've got the tourism industry again. It has been affected as well. So we are having a wider scope of the business sector, which is at standstill as we speak right now.
Wow, that's really amazing. We are viewing that the implications are quite massive and great. And we just want to see how small scale entrepreneurs have been affected, especially in Africa. And I know that you have know how of how damaging this situation has been to these small scale entrepreneurs. So, can you please unpack this to our viewers?
Yes, we can start with Zimbabwe. As we speak, 2004, the Zimbabwean government started this Look East policy, whereby much of the small traders in Zimbabwe have been importing their goods for reselling, stretching from electrical appliance, the phone accessories. You can talk of clothing, etc. The small traders were going to China there and come back. So unfortunately, when the pandemic started in China, China as a government had to put a restriction into the movement of air transport, and that then bring about a full stop to Zimbabwean small traders who were in the business of importing. But unfortunately, there is an incident now which happened. Some of them who were used to go to China to import goods, they had to opt for a nearby, a southern country in Tanzania. So there was a group of these small traders. They went to Tanzania, and unfortunately, they didn't know that the moment they arrived in Tanzania, Tanzania had also put this measure, the issue of isolation, the quarantine issue.
Yeah.
So when they arrived there, they were, I'm sure, numerically they were about more than 30. So when they arrived in Tanzania, they were told to say, you will do your business after 21 days. You need to be in isolation. And unfortunately, they were asked to be in isolation, whereby they will be maybe in hotels where they need to pay, and some of them they didn't have the money. And unfortunately, I'm sure at the end of the day, they were then they reached a consensus to then to deport them back to Zimbabwe. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I like your perspective that you have been you have been shedding light in the local perspective, and now we have South Africa as a partner in business with Zimbabwe. It's quite critical for our viewers to really know what best can be done by the government, rather than just putting a wall at the Bainbridge border post that our own traders cannot go to trade to South Africa. How best can our own traders get into South Africa, ferry their own goods or services and come back to Zimbabwe? Or how best can our governments assist these traders?
The South African border issue is a quite interesting one. I'm sure the way I will answer you with an example which is very practical, which is happening. When the United States President Donald Trump was elected, one of his objectives was to say he's going to put a wall to separate America and Mexico.
That's true.
You see, and he was saying he's going to do that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, what is happening right now is most Americans right now, they want to go to
the other side.
To the other side for their safety to this pandemic. So
exactly.
In as much as we might want to hear South Africa putting that fence, but at one time, it's unfortunate, these things, especially this natural phenomenon,
exactly,
they can put that fence and it can work for them.
Yeah.
But we will be having a sorry situation whereby in the next future to come, whereby their nationals, they are also going to use that fence. They are climbing it to come back, to come into our country. You asked a question to say how best business in Zimbabwe and in South Africa, how best they can do. I'm sure on this lockdown they were having, I'm sure they put in place a situation whereby the passenger movement is the one which has been avoided. But these business trucks and everything, I'm sure they've been allowed to then exchange things, import and exports.
That's
Zimbabwe
really wonderful.
South Africa, yes.
That's really wonderful. Our viewers, the topic at hand now, which is quite heated, is how business can maintain business viability in tough moments, in rough moments, moments of great uncertainty. And we have been also seeing this war catastrophe affecting the airline industry, seeing the Emirates, seeing the flight jets, seeing the American Airways grounding its own airplanes. So with me now, I want Mr. Msarapasi just to give a word of advice to our viewers how they can even learn from this situation.
No, there's this adage which says we learn the hard way. I'm sure the whole world, the global village, have been taught that you cannot be successful if you put your eggs in the same basket.
Exactly.
We are talking of big corporates who have been surviving in a single streamline of business.
Yeah.
Like you be in the maybe hotel industry, you are just having your hotel and it's doing well.
Exactly.
You have got a lot of branches of your hotel, maybe in the country or maybe in the continent or world over.
Yeah.
But now you have been having a single streamline of business. And uncertainties like this, whereby no one was expecting such a pandemic
Exactly.
to make the whole world to have a common factor to say, can we lock down each and every country in islands, wherever we can talk about?
Exactly.
It's on standstill right now. But there are other businesses which might be operating right now through these hard moments. So what we are saying, I'm sure we have learned, on a business perspective, we've learned to say diversification, diversity is the only solution. You cannot have or you cannot be successful if you are only having a one product or a one service which you are offering to the market.
Exactly.
If it's affected, you are down and out. I'm sure that's the issue which is the whole business right now must emphasize on. Can we diversify? When you start your business and it's doing very well to a certain product, can you have alternatives? Can you have other options? At the end of the day, when something bad happens, you can survive.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Stewart. With me today, I think it is really clear that the strategy which has been postulated by Mr. Msarapasi is that we need to diversify, we need to innovate, and this situation doesn't only benefit big corporations of innovation and diversification, but it also benefits us as sole proprietors. that we may have a lot or multiple businesses, especially service delivery, good delivery, that at the end of the day we don't die. So let's meet in our next episode where we are going to analyze some factors which may be of great importance towards business sustainability in harsh moments. Thank you so much.